Hey guys, welcome into RhinoMan Slots. This is Nightcap Edition, and today's guest. Look, you don't see the banner across the top. Normally, I have Wong's Casino Adventure right up there and everything. Ran into some technical difficulties today, but I'm going to work through them. So, welcome into RhinoMan Slots. We are live on YouTube. No TikTok for this episode. Just came over from another episode doing this daily thing, challenging myself, working outside of my limits. But today's episode is going to be great. Can't wait to talk to this guy. You know, tonight's guest has big balls or ice in his veins or whatever it is. We're going to find out what drives him to bet these high limit games. But first, as I always do, 3 questions for you. You know how we do it. Let me see real quick. I thought I had the banner going across the bottom here. You guys going to have to just give me 1 second because this is not right here. Here we go. Okay. So as I do, I got 3 questions for you. The first question is, what is the single biggest bet that you've ever made? Slots, video poker, table games. Let me know in the chat what the biggest single bet you ever made was. Hey, I really want to know. I see a lot of people in the chat already. Really appreciate you guys coming in. Question number 2. Do you like watching high limit channels? Well, when you watch high limit channels, does it trigger you when you go to the casino to play at higher limits? Hey, I want to know. I watch a lot of these high limit channels and I want to do those $25, $100, $150 bets, but my butt cheek just goes like that and I can't do it. Goldie Slot says 100, Slotmate says 400, Little Dutchie says 100. Hey, they're 500 on Backrack. Hey, I want to know. It's interesting to me. I wished I could bet at a higher limit. I just can't. And then third question, and this is for everybody out there. I want to know what you think. Do you think the payback is better at high limit? At these high limit bets? Because I watch and I study a lot of channels, high limit channels, and I see they get the wins, and yeah, obviously they get the hand pays and everything else, but you're watching a hand pay for $1,500 on a $75 or $100 bet, and I think to myself, hey, if somebody was betting $5 or $7.50, they could get that hand pay too for just about the same amount. I've even done it a few times, just betting on $7.50 or $5 bet. I want to know, do you think the payback is better at a higher bet? I see some people in there. Okay, first, as I do, new subs. I didn't get a chance to change the banner, so you guys get a 2 for today. The subs today, hey, I appreciate you guys subbing. Wong's Casino Adventure, the guest of the show, he is subbed. Swashline, thank you. Jessica Coe, Brock Automotive, Brock Automotive. Thank you. Stephen Muller, thank you. Kelly Jones, thank you. Gambling Joe Smith's slot channel. Mohammed Fassal. I hope I'm not butchering that, bro. If you're in here, I'm sorry. But you know me, I can't read. Let's see who's in the chat. I know we have like 42 people in here already. Appreciate you guys coming in. I'm going to start at the beginning. Slot Mates, Little Dutchie, R.A. Jr. says Uncle Wong. Francie Brown says, hi, David. Lucky Obsession says hello. Goldie One, Gamblers Unknown, Slot Mates, Kino Kid, Sister Yoshi, Melvin, Travel Zork. Thank you for coming in. Hey, everyone, Wong does have big balls. Hey, I'm talking about him right now. Let's see who else we have. Little Dutchie, Pit State Gorillas, the Gamblers After Dark. Hey. This guy, he loves watching gambling. Anything to do with gambling, he loves it. Everybody in here, I'm sorry. Susie's luck has arrived. Thank you for coming in. Gamblers Unknown again. Tracy Ford, Cheryl R., Melvin Lopez. You guys are the best. Thank you. Let's get him on screen and meet him. Yo, bro, how are you doing?
Hey, RhinoMan, it's a pleasure to be here.
Hey, thank you for coming in. So, as we do, introduce yourself to some of these people that may not know who you are, and tell them a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is David Wong. I'm from Northeast Pennsylvania. Uh, actually at my office right now. I sell kitchens and bathrooms, cabinets and countertops.
Okay.
Um, I work hard, I play hard. So on the weekends, I like to go to AC. Even though there's a couple local casinos near me, I like to head over to AC. A bit more fun, more activities there.
Okay. So you live in Pennsylvania. How far is that from Atlantic City?
It's about a 3 hour drive. They pick me up in a limo. So after work on Saturday, I usually take the limo around 2:30, 3 o'clock. So I get there
Okay.
around 5:36. My limo driver, I get the same one every time. Her name's
Okay.
Helen. She's if you ever needed to rob a bank, she's your getaway driver. Yeah,
Okay. I was gonna ask you that when we get to the gambling stuff
yeah,
because that's pretty amazing to me that they would do that. But let's stick to the personal stuff.
yeah.
Family, girlfriend, wife, or both.
Not
Um,
married, no girlfriend,
girls,
no kids that I know of.
top dollar Mike is in the house. He
Oh,
says
top dollar Mike.
100%. He says, thank you for the 9.99 super chat. Let's see what he says. Wong is matching all super chats tonight, so let me get it started. Two Wongs don't make a right. Hey, thank you, top dollar Mike. Hey,
Two
he
Wongs
covered.
make another Wong. Two Wongs make a baby Wong.
Yeah, two Wongs do make a baby Wong. He covered all the super chats on his interview the other day. I don't know if you saw it. Travel Zork. Wong is uh, a legend. Thanks for this show, bro. You are a legend. I don't know if you saw the community post today. I love that video. I wanted to show it, but I've been having some computer issues. That 10,000, those $1,000 spins when you hit that major, that was just nonstop, bro. That
Oh
was
man.
that was that was the stuff that legends are made of right there.
I
Okay,
actually have
so
a new video coming up tomorrow.
okay, okay. Um, let's see what Sister Yoshi. I saw Sister Yoshi said something. Wong would love to meet you someday. The Sister Yoshi. Hey, there you go, guys, girls. Any girls in the chat? Hey, if you want your application to be known, send it to Wong. He's got his email on his page. No ring, no ring. So the applications are being taken right now. Maybe we could auction off a date with him sometime later on in the future. Um, but yeah, that would be amazing. So, what do you do outside of the casino for fun?
When I'm in AC,
Well, just outside of the casino. I mean, what do you do for fun when you're not gambling?
well, I mean, to be honest, like I said, work hard, play hard. I work from 8 to 6. Sometimes go out to dinner, and then I pretty much go home and crash. So when I'm in AC, I'm just power right through it.
Okay, so Monday through Friday is Wong's work days,
Yep,
and and you just bust your ass at
bust
work
my
every day.
ass.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that,
Well, nothing
David.
like top dollar Mike. He busts his ass 10 times more than me.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and that's the definition of a hustler. Just like you said, work hard, play hard. When you're out there working and doing what you need to do, you do it 100%. And then when you're playing, you need to do that 100% too.
Absolutely.
That's how I feel. Sister Slotmate says, David, can you adopt me? Sarah won't mind.
Put the application through.
Put the application through. Okay, so you mentioned your job. How long have you been doing? How long have you been doing it?
Well, we've been here since 2008. So what? That's about what 13 years or 15?
Okay,
Yeah, about 13 years. So
okay,
I love my job. Every day's a little different. You deal with different people all the time. you know.
Okay.
But yeah, we've fortunately we've done very good. Pays the bills, pays for my habits.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. RA Junior says DJ Nation claims Uncle Wong.
I still I'm waiting for my application to go through for DJ Nations.
There's an application.
Yeah, you know what? I think Top Dollar Mike, what's the deal with that? I think
Hey,
Marky T's holding it up because he won't share the hair products, you know?
hey, I need somebody to send me one of those applications because I've been a DGen for a while now, so it's about time I make it official.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so where did you grow up?
I was born in New York, but I grew up in the Poconos. So like in
Okay.
Pennsylvania, the Poconos. So I lived there all there. I lived there my whole childhood.
Um, Top Dollar Mike, your grandfathered in Uncle Dave. Don't
All
worry about
right,
it.
nice, nice.
So you don't have to fill out the application. Your resume speaks for itself. So growing up, how was it for you in school?
Well, not a lot of Asians in my school. You know,
Okay.
I mean, I lived in it's called East Stroudsburg, so majority white, but I was the average student. I was the average student. I actually funny during my high school years, always hustling. I would buy candy in wholesale, have a bag, carry a bag around all day, and I would sell candy during school time.
Okay.
And how I got away with that was the office staff and teachers all got it for half price. So you
Hey,
sell candy bar for $1, but the teachers get it for 50 cents. They never said nothing.
there's nothing wrong with that. Funny you mention it. I had a friend of mine in elementary school. Um, we weren't good kids, man. I'm gonna tell you that now, but I'm gonna keep it real. We weren't good kids, and my buddy would go over to the store, and he would just five finger, now or later's, like you said, bags and bags of now or later's. He would five finger those, and then he would go to school and sell the now or laters to the other kids and stuff. That was the candy back in the day, the now or laters. And then he started doing the same thing. As I said on Mike's show, we used to go tape a quarter to a piece of thread and put it in the video machines and get the games and then sell the free games to other people. We weren't good,
Yeah.
but you know what? We didn't have cameras and all the other stuff that they have now to catch us doing all the bad
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I'm telling you, if I all this new technology, when I was growing up, I was so happy we never had it. Your
Yeah,
parents would
so
track
was
you
I.
phone and be like, "What are you doing down on this block?" And forget that.
Exactly. So I'm going to ask you, no friends and family. How about high school friends? Do you have a group of friends that you still keep in touch with from high school or from elementary school or anything?
I still have a couple high school friends we keep in contact with.
Okay.
Like where I am now is only about an hour from where I grew up. So yeah, I mean, I still have some friends I still talk to from high school and such.
Gamblers,
Around.
Gamblers Unknown said he'd be behind bars with the shit we did.
Yeah, I
Um,
know. I think a lot of us would be.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So you still have a bunch of buddies. Do any of them gamble with you now, or go hang out with you, or
No, they're not much gamblers. A lot of them are married, kids, so they're more focused on that. Once in a while, I'll have some high school friends and stuff. They'll come down to AC. I'll set them up over at Hard Rock. We'll have dinner, have a couple drinks.
okay, that's good. When you were in high school, did you go to college?
I did a stint over in New York City.
Okay,
Um, I did a stint over in New York City for about 2 years, and then after that, I came back into PA.
okay. So did you ever see yourself, you know, being a high limit gambler at any point at a younger age?
Well, I mean, I've always liked some sort of gambling.
Okay.
Obviously, when you start gambling, you start off quite small. Uh, I'm mainly a blackjack player. So I
Okay.
would use to when I first turned 21. I used to go to Tropicana a lot. I'd go down with 2-3 thousand bucks for the weekend and have a blast. You know,
Okay.
obviously now those numbers are a little higher.
Uh,
Bankroll a
just
little higher now. Just a
just
smidge.
just a, just a smidge higher.
Just a
Um,
smidge.
what did you want to be when you were a kid?
You know what? Nothing's. I'm a natural salesperson. I mean, I
Okay.
could sell anything. My parents used to have Chinese restaurants.
Okay.
Takeout places, buffets, things like that. I any environment. I'm a seller. I can hustle. I can sell you. Sell ice
Okay.
cubes to a Eskimo.
Hey, that's what my mom used to always tell me. But again, as I said before, she used to always have these sayings, and one of her other sayings with me was, you have champagne taste on beer money. So, hey, Aaron Lee, thank you for coming in.
Hey,
Um, we're gonna get into his typical budget and all of that in 1 second. Bro, I see you in pictures on your Facebook group, and we'll talk about your Facebook group in a minute. How come you're always wearing sunglasses?
that question comes up a lot. So, being Asian, I have the Asian eyes. So what happens is when I try to take pictures with people and I smile, I usually end up going like this. So it doesn't really look nice for a photo. So that's why a lot of people approach me to take photos. More than happy to stop whatever I'm doing, take a photo, talk to them for a few minutes. We see we got a special guest.
Yeah, he's always trying to jump up here.
So
Um,
so that's kind of why I always wear sunglasses, so it looks nice for the pictures.
but when you squint like that, bro, when you squint like that, I swear you look like the Buddha on Dragon Link,
Yeah,
um, happy and prosperous.
yeah,
You,
I
you
know.
know,
A full
for sure.
screen of Wongs. You need a full screen of Wongs.
Ain't nothing wrong with being right,
Yeah,
for sure. Okay, let's start talking about the gambling.
sure.
When did you start?
Well, right when I turned 21, which was probably what back in I don't know, 04, 05, maybe somewhere in
Okay.
the yeah. Like I said, I used to go to Tropicana a lot. Went there. We used to go maybe once a month. Drive down, and like I said, 2-3 thousand bucks. You have the time of my life, and then um, I then eventually, $5,000, $10,000 and $15,000. Didn't really get into slots until about maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
Um, you know, I found it very entertaining to slots is you don't need to make a lot of decisions. You sit there, push a button, and you pray that you hit something.
True. So you started on table games then. You started on blackjack, is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. I'm still actually main. So the casinos will separate you a player based on how you play. The casinos will consider you a table player or a slot player.
Okay.
I'm actually still considered a table player. So
Okay. I have a question about that, but
sure.
I go to the casino. I play slots. I do this, and you get these offers in the mail that the big postcards and stuff like that. Do you get any of those that say, "Hey Wong, you have $10,000 casino credit or free play. Come and play it"? Or do you get those, or is it just a matter of them saying, "You got whatever you want. Come and get it"?
So I get the mailers just like everybody else.
Okay.
My offers are usually maxed out. So Atlantic City, for example, their free play offers usually max out around $500-$600. So
Okay.
like they'll be like, hey, you come Friday, you get $500 or $600 in free play. Um, but because of the way I play, um, I get that and sometimes plus a little more. That's something where like a host is really helpful
Okay.
because they'll be like, hey, we'll give you an extra, and I'm just making up numbers, hey, we'll give you an extra 1,500, 2,000 for this trip. Hey, we saw you lost a lot last trip. We'll throw you another 2 grand in free play, just to come in. So
Okay. Um, did you always what? Did you always start out at high limit, or was that something that you just gradually grew into?
gradually grew into, I would say, table wise, you should sit at a 25, 15, $25 table, and sit there with 500,000 bucks and see if I
Okay.
can double up or triple up. And then eventually, as the gambling funds build up and you get a little more comfortable with the game, and it's always, it's that rush, that
Yeah.
rush of betting big, winning big, um, but, you have to also, be prepared to lose big too.
Exactly. So I'm gonna touch on that real quick. What was the very what do you remember that very first like biggest bet that you laid down on a single hand, or a single push of the button? Obviously it's a single hand because you played blackjack before, and won. So what was that like?
Oh, you know, I still get excited about it. Like, so at Hard, I mainly play at Hard Rock Atlantic City, and I get my blackjack table limits are minimum $100, maximum 1,000 bucks, $10,000,
Okay.
and I've bet the max before, often, and when those splits and doubles and all those come out, like, I mean, it's still really thrilling to win those hands.
Okay. Real quick, straight up slots, 199 super chat. Miss Bling Thing and I say hello. Hello, guys. Thank you for
Well,
coming
hello.
in. Send an email to Wong's Casino Adventures. You'll get refunded the 199 super chat according to Top Dollar Mike. It's all being refunded tonight. So thank you. Tracy Ford, thank you for coming in. Sorry if I Melba, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Um, so that as I saw gamblers and on that dopamine hit that you get when you win that max bet or that super bet, is that what keeps you coming back, or
Oh yeah,
uh,
yeah. Listen, I mean, everybody hates to lose, but my
okay,
philosophy is like, you know, I walk in that building like expecting to lose what I brought with me. And
okay,
I won't be, like, I'll be upset for a little bit, but then I sleep it off, and next week's another trip. You know,
obviously you
the moment I start, like, really taking a whole week and a whole month and be like, what did I do? What did I do? That means I'm way over my head, you know?
okay, that is an excellent point, knowing that. Hey, Danny D, the Cool Scratcher fan, thank you for coming in. That is an excellent point. If you start dwelling on the past, um, you're obviously set to repeat it again. And brushing it off is probably the easiest way to forget about it. If you have the bankroll and you could say, hey, no big deal, didn't hurt me, more power to you.
Doesn't change my life. You know, I,
Exactly.
I hit, I'll hit 100 grand. That's great. More gambling money, but if I lose 100 grand, you know what? My bills are all paid. I don't, that's all separate, you know, like Top Dollar Mike does. There's house money and then there's gambling money. And you have to keep a very fight, like a wall up. You got to keep a wall up there. You can't touch one and the other.
Hey, we've heard this from two straight guests that do this. And if you're a slot channel and you're thinking about, hey, how can I keep my bankroll separate? That's a good idea, but you got to be disciplined to do that.
Yeah.
And you have to know your limitations. Like I said earlier, watching high limit slot channels, hey, I definitely get the itch, but I can't. I just can't. I can't even fathom the bets that you're making. And I have a question for you later on down the road about um, if you get feedback from people saying, "Oh my God, you're betting so much on we can't do this, we can't do that, whatever." But um, to 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 keep the point about um, if you're watching high limit slot channels, does it make you want to bet? Obviously, it does, but you have to know your limits. You have to know you can't do that. Um, that's one of the reasons why I want to get out to Atlantic City just to hang with you guys and watch you guys because bro, it's amazing to watch you play. You, Top Dollar Mike, uh, NJ Slots, and all the other high limit channels that I watch. Um, just to watch it live would be amazing. Um,
Does Top Dollar Mike have a channel?
yeah, I think he does. I think
Yeah.
he does have a channel.
Does he have a
Um,
channel? We crack at each other all the time.
not Mrs. Rhino Man says you better not.
Ah,
Um,
oh,
she knows
listen,
it, but
she is that not Mrs. Rhino Man. If she comes out, I'll get her to the spa. She can have a nice spa day
hey,
while we hang out.
hey, we're coming. We're coming for sure. Um, so what is here we go, Top Dollar Mike says. What is an average bankroll for you to take for a weekend?
Well, I typically have I have credit lines at a casino, and again, that's a very helpful thing. So you don't have to lug money back and forth.
Okay.
Um, you know, I, you know, 5 digits.
Okay.
A little 5 digits, a little above 10,000, a little below 100,000, somewhere in there. That's what I kind of bring in for the weekend. Do I always risk it all? No, not always. I start off slow. I'll bet 50, $100 games. Once I, get a little momentum going, that's where I start like, I'll bet, two 50, $300 bets, $1,000 spins.
Okay. So that's a good point because Top Dollar Mike mentioned, one of his biggest losing trips. He was out like that within the first 5 minutes. He had blown, a lot of money.
Yeah, that happens to me too.
It happens, especially when you're rolling the way that you do. That could go quick. But again, you have a wall up that says, "Hey, this is gambling. This is not this weekend. This is what I got. This is what I don't have." And you don't cross that line. I mean,
I,
um,
have I ever crossed it? Yes, but I do my best to not. You
okay.
know, I mean, this is like, let's say there's house money, gambling money, and emergency gambling money.
Okay, so you're like me. I appreciate you keeping that real. You're like me because like okay, I'll tell myself I'm a low better, but I'll tell myself okay, one trip to this casino, and if I'm going just for a couple of hours, okay, I'm gonna take $300. Actually, I have 500, but I'm only playing 300.
Hmm.
Lost the 300, but I had the extra 200 backup, so I was like, okay, I'll get into that. But I won't go past that. But
Yeah, sock money. We call it
that,
sock money. You hide a little cash
exactly.
into a sock, for emergencies.
Exactly. Little Dutchie says, "I love the honesty," but it's true. Life of a gambler is in the house. Thank you for coming in, bro. Really appreciate it. He says hello, everybody. Hey, Ron, Mr. Wong, come up ahead. Let me see. Hold on, I lost it here. Come up ahead or even in any of your years gambling? Okay, so that's a good question. Have you come up ahead or even in any of the years that you've been gambling?
Well, actually, we touched this yesterday. Excuse me.
Yes.
Majority of gamblers, always lose. I mean, that's why the casinos have all these fancy lights and carpets and all these shiny machines. Last year I had an amazing epic run for a few months. Um, and in a very, very rare occasion, what I actually did was it bought me into the green for lifetime at that casino.
Okay.
So I was in the positive, not for just for last year, for the lifetime of me being at Hard Rock Atlantic City.
Wow. Wow.
It was
Okay.
a very hard
Uh,
feat. I mean,
you know what
this
that
year didn't
is.
start off as well. This year started off a little slow, but didn't get hit that hard. Like I said, try to limit what you spend and lose and such. So
Okay, so that brings me to an interesting point. You went on. I think it was like a 9 month winning streak, correct?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you went on a 9 month winning streak, and the way that you bet, obviously, bro. If you're up lifetime on Atlantic City, that's amazing, and congratulations for that. I want to ask you: do smaller casinos get scared of you?
Um, so I have Mohegan Sun, Pennsylvania is about 10 minutes from me right now.
Okay,
Then I have Wind Creek about 45 minutes. They used to be Sands. Mount Airy and the Pocono is about 45 minutes, and they're all like what I call boutique casinos. Um,
okay,
and at the rate I play and what I require, they don't really want my type of action. Because you know what, if I go and I lose, that's great for their monthly number. But if I go and I hit them for 20, 30, 50, I mean, let's say I hit that 100 grand like I did in the slot machine, that ruins their number for the month.
okay.
They don't want
And
to
how,
take that risk.
and how many times have you done that?
What, hitting 100?
Over at Mohegan or hitting
Oh,
hitting huge?
I don't go there that much. That's the thing. Like,
Okay,
if somebody wants to go there for dinner, we'll go. Over there, basically, even now when I go, I might bring 5, 10 grand,
okay,
have dinner, and then mess around a little bit. But my thing is, I play. Not to knock Mohegan Sun, Pennsylvania, but the thing is, when you lose 20 grand, like, what do you? There's nothing to do there. How
okay,
many times can you have Ruth Chris Steakhouse? How many times? What are you going to buy from the little trinket stores? So at least in AC, like there's other casinos I can go to. There's all these like spa services. I can, there's more stores to shop at. To kind of make yourself feel better for losing 10, 20,000 bucks.
okay. I have a few questions on this topic right here.
Hmm.
Do the casinos ever tell you no?
Well, so I've been going to Hard Rock AC since they opened, and I do visit other casinos, but a lot of times, like during like a weekend, I don't like to gamble at multiple casinos. I'm like a one casino man for a trip.
Okay,
Um, for somebody like me, and well, honestly, at a general answer, like casinos don't really like to say no to people, but especially for high limit players, you don't really get that no all the time. Like unless you ask for something like really obscene, hey, I want a helicopter ride or something, like they're gonna be like, you're out of your mind. But like for me,
probably not for you though.
well, I've been on a helicopter. I've been on a
Okay,
helicopter ride. Look, I get a suite every time. All my food are covered. I can go to the spa; they're covered. Um, you know, I mean, I get a limo every weekend. Like those are like very common things to get. You
okay.
know,
Let's talk about that because you just brought it up. The limo every weekend, guys. I live in Palmdale. I'm about 2.5, 3 hours from Vegas. Hold on. Cheryl R says, um, I love all of my AC guys, but David Wong has some crazy videos.
thank you,
Uh,
Cheryl.
Big ballin' baby. Yeah, for sure. Top Dollar Mike says, "I'm telling my mom your helicopter rides are revoked."
Mojo.
Uh,
Top Dollar Mike's mom, we call her Mojo. That's her nickname.
okay.
I'm like the son she never had.
Okay.
Mojo loves me. I'm like the son she never had. Every time I see her, I take a picture and I send it to Mike.
Okay. So Top Dollar Mike, he plays over at Golden
Golden
Nugget.
Nugget. Yeah.
Okay. So do you go over there and play with him, or?
I've never been I never been to Golden Nugget. So basically, I have to ask DJ Nation for permission to go to Golden Nugget because that's their territory.
Well, not anymore because you're grandfathered in for sure.
Oh yeah, I
They-
am grandfathered. I can go to Golden Nugget now.
yeah, you're grandfathered in, so you could go there
That's right.
anytime. Top Dollar Mike, don't worry, you're going to get that super chat back because he's refunding all super chats tonight. So feel free to leave those super chats.
Well,
Filthy
I'll
Schmuck.
tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you what I'll do. You tell me you email me and let me know how much the super chats were tonight, and I will donate that amount to any charity that you want, Rhino Man.
Okay, that brings up another point. But first, I gotta just I just got to clown on Filthy for a little bit in fun. Filthy, I love you, bro. But I watched his live this weekend, and the question I just asked you a few minutes ago was, "Do casinos ever tell you no?" Um, so I'm going to give you a scenario. You want to play a machine and it's locked up. Will they tell you no? I'm not going to unlock that.
Well, usually it's the other way around. So let's say, for example, if I'm playing a machine, but I got to go to dinner, but
Yeah,
I'm very invested in that machine, and I'm like, oh, I got it. I want to keep playing it, but I don't want anybody else to. It was easier to do that before COVID. That you
yeah.
can have the slot supervisor lock up a machine for me, for like let's say an hour or 2 hours for dinner, and then come back to unlock it. Um, you know, the only times I don't really, I'm not that kind of guy, so I don't really ask for them to do that all the time. But when we do slot challenges, like when I did one with like Scott Raja, the big jackpot, we
Yeah.
had them lock up the machines to make sure that we had it when we wanted to do the stream, and things like that.
Exactly. I'm just clowning with Filthy a little bit because
Yeah.
on his live stream, he was having such a hard time this weekend. All the machines were locked up. They finally found a couple of Dragon Links, but they went to play and somebody had locked them for the thing, and then he was pulling out his black card. Which, hey, I would have done the same thing, Filthy.
Filthy, where do
Uh,
you play at?
I forget where he was playing this weekend, but
Where are you
he they,
playing at, Filthy?
where were you playing at this weekend, Filthy? Let him know. But yeah, and then he was saying, "I'll bet you they would have unlocked it for NG, for sure. I'm probably sure they would have.
Oh yeah.
Uh, but yeah, it was a fun time to watch. I enjoyed that. That was at Morongo, bro. I didn't know you were at Morongo. I would have drove over to meet you. Um, but yeah, the Morongo gets crowded. It gets crowded. It's 18 and over, so it
Oh,
gets kind of crazy over there. Anyway, so that brings me to your point that you were saying that you would donate anything to a charity. I wanted to ask you about that because, excuse me, because I what charities or what what things are you involved with? Because I know you and Mike donated some money to a charity after you guys had your collaboration on Top Dollar Machine. Um, but is that your favorite charity to donate to? And then if it is, let everybody know.
well, so I started off with a Facebook page,
Okay.
private Facebook page, and we can get into that part later. But what happened was
Have,
about 2 years ago, um, the one of the VPs at Hard Rock, we were talking about a charity he does for the local chapter, which is for the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. And like a lot of people get affected by that. I've been affected by it, and obviously he has and stuff like that. So I decided to run that charity on my group, and that first year we raised I think about $15,000. Adding on to his charity. So it just became like kind of a thing. And when we did it, we actually call it Rocking with Wong because I do a grand prize where one person out of all the donors, out of all the people that donated, will win a prize where we'll pick them up in a limo. I'll get them a suite. They'll have dinner with me. We'll have drinks. We'll play some slots together. So last year we did Rocket Wong season 2, and we raised about $31,000, so twice as much as the previous year. And like during COVID and stuff, super tough time with that, those things. So we were, very grateful. Everybody was so grateful about how much was donated. So,
Yeah.
but
So
yeah, and a lot of times I don't allow members to post GoFundmes and stuff on my page, but and a lot of them have the respect to message me first to ask me. So I tell them politely, like, I don't want to flood the page with GoFundmes, but more often than not, when they let me know there is one, I'll donate 100, $200 to that charity. And it's not for clout. I don't donate it and then post like, oh, I donated money. I just kind of do it just to do it. Um,
obviously, you know what, and I'm not bringing that up because, hey, Top Dollar Mike said it best when he was on the show, a couple days ago. You know what? You don't donate because you want something in return. You give it out of the kindness of your heart. Nobody needs to be there. Nobody needs to know. It's just because that's what you do. And I do appreciate it. But I do want to recognize you for doing that. That's something that a lot of people don't understand is that you do it from the kindness of your heart. I wanted to ask you because I heard you say it, something that struck you, that touched you personally. Did you have somebody close to you that committed suicide?
yeah, I've known a few. Most notable, I play a little bit of poker, like house games, and there was this one gentleman. His name was Mark. Old. He was older. He was in his late 40s. And so I'd see him at the poker games and stuff like that. And he was going through a divorce with his wife, and I mean, the guy was like the happiest guy you ever known. And but you never know. There's never a type.
Yeah.
Uh, and he was going through the divorce, and it was super hard for him. And one day he just decided to end it. And it was a very for it was a sad thing. He did it in the closet. His son found him. His son was like in his mid-teens. Son found him
Okay.
the next day. And so that was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, so I mean, I think that it's very important that I think I'm a good listener. So sometimes
Hold,
people
hold
call
on.
me. Right.
Hold on real quick.
Yes.
Uh, Life of a Gambler, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Whoopi Goldberg, in your in your danger, Rhino Man. I don't know what that means.
Oh, somebody's in
You're in
danger.
you're in danger, Rhino Man. I have no
Oh,
idea. I don't know who Whoopi Goldberg is. Tracy the Ace. Oh my God, that's devastating. You know what? That is devastating. But okay, continue on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
yeah, it's okay. Um, yeah. So I mean, I think it's a great fundraiser. Because especially in the last 2 3 years, with all this the COVID stuff, and people being like, I mean, terrible things going people, through their heads. But like I said, I'm a good listener. People call me about the problem, sit and listen, give them my opinions, and just try to help them through it. So
Yeah, especially with COVID. I think COVID touched off. I don't want to get dark in this, but
yeah,
COVID touched off. It made people, sit and reflect on who they are and what they're doing in life and everything else. And some people didn't like what they saw, and you know it's a hard thing to deal with, and I don't know that I could. Um, I don't know that I could deal with having somebody that committed suicide. I don't know how I would deal with that situation. Um, you know, uh, Hillary. Yeah, thank you, Hillary Clinton. I really appreciate you coming in. Thanks for watching the show. Um,
Hey, New Jersey slot guys in the house.
hey, John, thank you for coming in. I was looking at Hillary's post. So, you know, I don't know that I could deal with that situation or how I would deal with the situation um,
You're
like
never really
that.
prepared for it.
Exactly, exactly, and that's what I tell everybody. Sooner or later, somebody's going to hit you. Something's going to hit you in the face. Um, something's going to hit you. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Something's
It's
going to
okay.
hit you in the face that's just going to floor you. That's going to um, make you challenge yourself by getting up and moving on. And that's one of those situations that definitely comes that way. Um, but I want to go back to you said you were playing at a house game.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah. There's
I want to ask you. I want to ask you this. You play at house games?
not as
Out-
much anymore because I so I used to go to AC probably once a month.
Okay.
Now it's become like pretty much every weekend, unless I got something like next weekend. I have a graduation I have to go to for one of my friend's kids. So I'm more than happy to not go to AC and go to the graduation party because they're good friends of mine. But yeah, I used to kill some time going to some house games, but they're poker games, and
Okay.
you play Texas Hold'em, Omaha High Low, and couple like house variations of games.
So how are those house games? Are those high limit house games? Are those I'm dropping a
Yeah,
thousand because we used to have a house game, $100 buy-in. Everybody's playing Texas Hold'em the whole night, and we're just killing time, drinking beer, and having a good time.
like so we normally have a variety of games. So you rotate through like Omaha High Low, seven card stud, Texas Hold'em, things like that. They were decent sized games. One two, you know, 1-2 no limits, or 5-10 or whatever. Pot limit games, stuff like that. Most of those guys, I say, bought in. It was just killing time. $500 maybe. But
Okay.
there was no limit on rebuys. I mean, there's been times, you know, I know guys, even me, I'll buy in for $1,000, $2,000, on that game. And then
Okay.
when you run behind, you run behind.
Hey, that's fun. Okay, so we're gonna get back to blackjack for you,
Sure.
bro. Okay, so you've developed a skill and a knowledge base based over your years of experience playing blackjack. And we had a pre-interview and we talked about splitting tens. Um, you know, explain the difference to somebody that playing regular blackjack and that's playing sort of tournament blackjack, and
So
why
for
you
me,
would split.
yeah, for me, regular blackjack, I'm very by the book. I'm basic strategy. I follow that to the T. Um, so the casinos will run high limit blackjack tournaments about once a month. They're not advertised. The host just calls the high limit players and say, "Hey, we're having a blackjack tournament." They're usually 100 grand, 150 grand winner take all. So tournament style, you play a little different. So if you get a pair of tens against anything but a face card, split them. Because you want to get because they usually play only about maybe 12, 13, 15 hands, and that's it for that round. And you have to get as much chips as you can. So in tournament style, definitely split them. And there's been occasions where you know you're basically playing against each other. So if I have like $100 bet and the dealer's showing a 6 and I have a 14, but everybody else betting $2,000, $3,000 on it, I might hit it to kill my hand, but I want to ruin everybody else's hand too. Take the dealer's break card.
So it's a different strategy.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. But yeah, blackjack. The way I play and the amounts I play, I always play on a private table. I don't play with other people. There might be 2 or 3 people like that I know from AC that I'll play with if they ask. But for the most part, I like to just play alone, me against the dealer. This way I don't have to worry about what the other person is going to do.
Okay. So um, Filthy's got a question. I have this same question too. So I got a question. Text me if you're not comfortable answering it on here. But how much are you putting in play when you do those $1,000 spends?
Well, generally, so I like to start with a $10,000 bankroll, so it gives me at least 10 spins.
Okay.
There has been times where I'll put in 20, 30 grand and not get any significant bonuses. I actually have a video being worked on right now for my losers.
Uh,
Where I have video where, hey, we're starting with 10,000, and then boom, 90 seconds later, all gone. And um,
wait. You said you're starting with 10,000.
yeah,
90 seconds later, all
oh yeah,
gone.
all gone, all
Wow.
gone. But that's just gambling.
Yeah.
But I have my real good friend Angel Rivera. He's actually a friend from high school. And he lives in Jersey. We reconnected like 2 years ago. But he actually handles. If you look at my channel, the earlier videos, they're really just kind of plopped together and just posted. But eventually, what I did was I send Angel my videos, and he does the editing, and then he'll post it up for me. He's more of the. I'm not really the technical Asian. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So he does all that stuff for me. We actually have a nice Huff and Puff video debuting tomorrow. $250 spins on Huff and Puff. So that went pretty good.
Okay. So I'm gonna address a comment that's in here.
Uh
Um, that Hillary is saying he likes to play with other people's money like you, Filthy.
huh.
How would you respond to that? And I'm going to ask
It's
you about
okay.
trolls and everything later.
Yeah.
But
Listen, I mean, look. Here's the thing. Like I said, I started with a Facebook group. It's probably about a year and a half old. Um, you know, People watching me play, they wanted to get in on it. So I started doing some group plays. Now, what I typically my group plays are usually about $30,000 pot. Each spot is $300. So there's 100 spots at $300, but I always put in at least 20% of it. So like I have skin in the game. So the rest
okay,
of the spots are sold to everybody else. Um,
okay,
I I I play like I normally would play, and like I don't purposely try to lose their money. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, sometimes we break even. But Hillary, to answer your question, really, I don't really need other people's money. Like I don't have a problem forking over 30 grand and playing slots by myself. I don't have a problem forking over 20, 30 grand and playing blackjack by myself. You know,
okay.
yeah,
Uh,
I mean,
Enough said. Hillary, you got your answer. Um, bro, I'm going to ask you this. So you're playing slots and you're dropping $1,000 spends, and it's
hmm
not going good for you. Let's scenario. It's not going good for you. You stop playing slots. What do? You go back to blackjack, right?
yeah, I'll so my trips, I'll start off playing 50, $100 bets, and just kind of build some momentum. At some point, either I'm up a couple $1,000 and I'm like, oh, let's give it a shot for $1,000 spin, or I'm not winning anything and I'm like, screw it, let's go put 10,000 in and see if I can get anything on $1,000 spin. And sometimes it doesn't work out, and then what I do is I go take a break and then I head to the tables. Blackjack's my game. Now, I don't win every single time I play blackjack, but I do very well in it. So there's been times I'm down 20 grand playing slots. I head over to this blackjack table, and just like that, like, boom, I make it back, and then I'm like, oh, back in business.
Okay. I mean that's usually how it goes, and everybody in the chat knows that hey, if you're a gambler, if you're a degen, you're gonna play something, and then if it's not working out, you're gonna move to something else. You're gonna play something different. You're gonna still play, but you know what? And that's the difference. That's what I wanted to ask you about. We're gonna get onto your channel right now, but when you're playing one thing, it's not working out. You move to blackjack. You move to what your go-to, right?
Yeah.
Um, I know a lot of Slack channels in here that will play and they'll show videos of other slot channels of other slot machines, but then when those aren't working out, you always see them go back to either Dragon Link or what their go-to is. A lot of channels, Buffalo is their go-to, so they'll go back to that, and you'll see them win again. I don't know if it's psychological or they just know that they do better at that or what
I
because
like all the
slot
bells and whistles.
yeah.
So, like, if you notice, all my Dragon Cash games are the same type of game. It's the Golden
Yes.
Century, and I like that game because those are the ones where the doors come down, and I'm
Okay.
always
Real
like,
quick.
doors for days, because all those doors have one symbol. So if you get half a screen, three-quarter of a screen, you can get all balls, you can get all whatever. So I like that because I think it's better chance of hitting something decent.
Okay. So Top Dollar Mike with the 4.99 super chat says, does very well. He sends me pics at 1 a.m. of 235K in chips from Blackjack. Hey, and don't,
Nothing happens, nothing good happens after 1 a.m. I mean, Top Dollar Mike sends me pics of him topless. I mean, what are you gonna do?
hey, is that not a good thing after 1 a.m.?
Not for Top Dollar Mike.
Hey,
I
there
get
you go.
nightmares.
So, Carl,
Some people have been asking about Vegas. I don't get to Vegas that much. I don't think I've been there in about 3 years. But when I go to Vegas, I usually stay at MGM Grand or the Cosmopolitan.
okay. Speaking of that, because I was going to get to Vegas in a minute. Um, so, is there a trip planned with you, Top Dollar Mike, NJ Slots, the whole entourage crew that they have there going to Vegas?
I don't have anything in the works. Um, I mean, I would love to get out there, but you know, work kind of ties me down a little bit.
Okay.
So I actually enjoy my job. And not a lot of people can't say that, but I actually enjoy my job. I just like selling. So once in a while during a holiday, like last Thanksgiving, I visited a friend of mine that lives in Florida. So I went down to Hard Rock, Florida for about a 4-day trip. So I do try to get out. So
Yeah, that's one thing is you enjoy your job, obviously, because you know what? If you didn't enjoy it, you wouldn't be doing it.
yeah,
That's one thing. A lot of people are stuck in jobs that they don't enjoy, but then they don't do anything to improve that situation.
yeah,
And
it's the fear. It's like me, I own the business, so you know, I
but
I produce, my guys get paid, I get paid, but I think a lot of people have a lot of dreams and stuff, but I think they're just afraid to make that next step because it's a big risk, if you want to go out and do something on your own, you know, so
well, it is a big risk, and a lot of people are scared to take that risk to jump to that next level. But I think that's why with sales, especially Top Dollar Mike, he just did it. He made that jump from security, where he knows where he's at and what he's doing, to get into another sales job where hey, it's unknown, and that's why I'm going to do it because you don't know where you're going to go. You know where you've
yeah,
been, you don't know where you're going to go.
absolutely.
And sales is one of those things that give you that experience to go ahead and do that. Let's start getting into your channel, bro, because I could sit here and talk to you about gambling forever.
Oh yeah,
Um, and
it'd be a
and I would
24-hour stream.
I would love to um, get out there and meet you and do the whole thing. One more question before I go. And I don't know if I touched on it. They come out and pick you up every weekend. They send the same limo driver to your house or to your business on Friday night, grab you and drive you 3.5 hours, because I have to make that drive myself. I'm 3.5 hours or 2.5 hours from Vegas. I have to make that drive myself. I would love to sit in a limo and drink and just get there.
So limo is a fairly common thing. As you don't have to be a super high roller to actually get a limo. Um,
Okay.
but for me, I've built rapport with my limo driver Helen, and so normally it takes about 3 hours to get there, but she usually does it in about 2 hours and 40 minutes. So that's
Okay.
why when I book my limo with my host, I always tell her give me the same driver. And Helen actually she texted me earlier today. She's like, you're coming in this weekend, right? I'm like, yeah, Saturday. I'll see you at 2:30. You
Okay.
know, um, Filthy Slot said about don't forget about the private jets. Um, I've had the pleasure of flying in the Hard Rock private jet. They have a G4 and a G5.
Okay.
And I mean that's the way to travel. 30 minutes. I get to the private airstrip here. There's no security checks. I literally pull up, get my bags. I go right to the tarmac, go right into the plane, and off we go. 30-minute in the air, we're down. So and then another 10 minutes from the airport in AC, and I'm in the casino. You know.
Can can you can you send a private jet for me? I'll meet you there any day. Just
uh,
let me know. I'll
so
be on
this
my
is
way.
this is the amazing thing. I'm not even high enough to ride that solo. Like there
Oh,
are,
really?
look, here's the thing. As big as you think a player is, there's always somebody that's betting more. You know,
Okay.
So what happens is my host usually sets up where there's, 4 or 5 people in the area, and then we ride that jet together because the G4 seats like 12 people.
Okay.
So you figure 4 people plus their guests, that's a nice cozy ride. Um, somebody like you're on the West Coast, so let's say I wanted to go to Vegas, right? Now, I play big, but I don't play big enough for them to send me a private jet. But what they're more than willing to do is, hey, go book a first class flight, you fly direct, and when you get there, give me the bill. And they'll cash reimburse you. Either in free play, they'll give you cash, promo chips, whatever, but they'll reimburse you for the flight, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's that's pretty cool. Just to have them come and pick you up and drive you the 3 hours
Yeah.
is awesome. But when I think about it, I always think of the scene from Casino when they bring the whales in. They're like, oh, we tell them something's wrong to keep them there. And that was my question to you.
Yeah.
Do you ever come up against a time where you're not doing good, or they want to keep you in Atlantic City a little bit extra just to see what else they could get out of you?
I don't that's never happened to me.
Okay.
I'm a very I like to keep a schedule. So when I want to leave, I leave. When I want to come, I come. And here's the thing, like casinos know the more you come, the more chances they have of winning it back. So listen, let's say I grab them for 50,000, or like when I hit that jack, when I hit all those $1,000 spins and I 130 grand, they know eventually I'll cycle it back in. That's what they're
Okay.
hoping for. So yeah, I've never had that situation where they're like, hey Dave, you're up money, but your limo's delayed because there's traffic or the limo broke down and we have to go get another one. So that's never
Okay.
happened to me. Fortunately, that's never happened to me.
Well, that's a good thing. Plus, you're up on the casino for life, so that's another good thing. Let's talk about your channel. Let's talk about your Facebook. Your Facebook is super strong. Um, yeah, I'm reading Gamblers Unknown's comment. He says jackpots are no interest loans; they will get it back. True
Yeah,
story,
it's
bro.
just borrowed money. It's just borrowed money.
Exactly. Um, but let's talk about your Facebook first. You have over 10,000 people that follow your group, correct?
Yeah. So I have a Facebook group, private group. It's Atlantic City Adventures with David Wong.
Okay.
We currently have about 10,000, like about 10.2, 10.4 followers. Um, I started this back in July of 2010.
Okay.
And the reason was like, I'm in a lot of different groups, a lot of gambling groups, New Jersey based. And what happened was, it for me, like betting $50, betting $100, very normal for me. But everybody got very excited to see him, and it got to the point where I had to follow too many rules. This group allow this, but didn't allow that. That group allow this, but didn't allow that. Then you get all these people like, oh, you're showing off. You're bragging, you're trolling, whatever. So at one point, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna start my own group. This way it's all about me. So that's what I did, and we were gaining. I mean, in the beginning, we were gaining. I mean, 100 followers a day. And so I mean, it went real quick. Just to, top dollar Mike, 10K. We have 13K. Well, you've been around longer. You've been around longer, buddy. I'll pass you at some point. Don't worry.
But okay, so I'm gonna bring you. I'm gonna talk real quick about that.
Yeah.
So you started your own group because people like, and I'm gonna throw him under the bus right now. Gamblers Unknown has an awesome Facebook group, Major Chasers. It's called Major Chasers, and I started following him. And I was like, I was starting out on YouTube, and I was like, hey, I want to post my videos there. And I started posting links, and all of a sudden I get a message from him, direct message saying, hey, bro, you can't post your videos in my group. Don't you see the thing? Don't post your videos here. So, anyway, me and him are good friends. We talk every day,
Yeah.
but he was building a following based on the Major Chasers group, and he did a good job at it. He got to 10K in subscribers like that with Facebook very fast. Are you monetized on Facebook? Have you looked into that?
No, not really. I mean, I don't really focus too much on. Um, I know we talked about this yesterday, and I'll probably have Angel look into it. For me in the beginning, it was just kind of having my own group and kind of doing things my way.
Yeah,
And lucky that I'm connected to a lot of VP and execs at a couple different casinos. So aside from like it's not all about me in the group, but a lot of it is. But when people have questions, I try to give them an answer right away. And if I don't know it, I can text, like, somebody will ask a question. I don't know. I'll text somebody at that casino and boom, I'll have an answer just like that. You know,
okay.
um, so it's very informative too. You know, but as
Okay.
far as monetization, I actually, honestly, I didn't know you can do that on Facebook. So I know when Scott does it, there's some kind of Facebook like super chat thing. Um, so, you know, um, so you got that going on. So,
But
go ahead.
I would tell you have Angel because Angel's like your personal assistant, right? Or he's
He,
your
you know what?
assistant. He
I
helps.
pay him. I pay him super good money.
Okay. Hey, that's super good money.
Yeah, I know. No, he's great. I mean, like he's great. He's on my ass sometimes. Hey, like on a Sunday afternoon, he'll be texting me. Did you get any videos? Send me some videos. I need to edit these videos. Um, and then at one point, a couple months ago, we were like, you know what? Screw it. Let's start a YouTube channel. So then kind of go to a wider audience. So we quietly just started a YouTube channel, start putting some stuff up, registered everything, and I am monetized on YouTube. That didn't take too long. We kind of blew up on there after a couple videos. I mean, I have some of them have 135,000 views. With
Okay.
the $1,000 spin. So I'm actually pretty. Well, yeah, I think last I checked, there's probably about 7,800 subscribers on YouTube for me.
Okay.
All within a matter of I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months.
Okay. That's definitely not bad. But like I was saying, have Angel reach out to Gamblers Unknown because, bro, it's like this. You're on YouTube. Does making the AdSense and everything on your videos even matter? Probably for you, not much. However, I think you're leaving some money on the table with Facebook and YouTube together. Every little bit counts. So, 10,000 subs is a big milestone for YouTube.
Yeah, we'll hope to get to that. Top Dollar Mike is texting me right now. He
What's he saying?
he's so he said 5,500 of my subscribers are bots.
Oh, they're bots.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
busting my chops.
Well, he would know. I think he's got some bots on his channel as well.
Yeah, it's where I really blew up was about 2 months ago in March. Hard Rock posted on their Facebook one of my jackpots.
Okay.
Where I hit like $100,000, spend $1,000 spin. So I kind of hijacked it. I posted my YouTube link on it. I said, "Oh, guys, you can watch the whole video here." And then boom, like out of nowhere, like I mean, we went from like 2,500 subscribers to like 6,000 in the matter of a week. I mean, the views were. I mean, it went from 5,000 views to 80,000. It was crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, real quick, we're gonna talk about your YouTube channel,
Yeah.
but first I want to say I didn't do it in the beginning. I wanted to, but I see some people saying happy birthday. I know NJ Slot Guy's birthday this month. Yoshi Slots his birthday. There's a lot. My birthday's this month, June 8th. So I know there's a lot of June birthdays out there, and I want to say happy birthday to all the June babies because your parents were getting busy in September. Happy birthday, guys. Um,
Man.
just want to say that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Actually, on
oh,
my Facebook, I try to do birthday shout outs.
I
And
see that.
it's very hard with 10,000 members. I'm some people friend me on my own page, so like on my own Facebook, so I see their birthdays come up. And I tell people, I said, listen, message me, it's your birthday, give me a picture, and I'll schedule the post. I don't mind. It takes me 20 seconds to do it.
Okay.
But they seem to love it.
Hey, that's a good thing, and it's interacting with the people that are on your Facebook and that are watching your videos. Thank you, Nini Slots. Happy birthday or early birthday, RhinoMan. I appreciate that. So when you when you started Facebook, were you even thinking about growing a channel, or you just wanted to post your videos that other groups were not allowing you to post?
I When I started Facebook, it was strictly just Facebook. I was like, no, I don't need YouTube. I'm good. I'm just you can I mean, people that go back into the I was always just posting stuff there. I'll hit something on Wheel of Fortune, I post it. My dinner's there, I'll post it. Anything, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, it's actually funny. A lot of people, this past, the beginning of this year was like, why don't you start a YouTube? Start a YouTube. Top Dollar Mike was nagging me about it. My friend Damien, he kept nagging me about it too. And I was like, you know what? Screw it, I'll give it a shot. So we set it up.
Okay, so that brings me to your YouTube channel. How did you start, and when did you start? Obviously, you had people in your ear telling you, "Hey, start a channel."
I I think we opened up the channel around maybe, I think, January, February ish. I don't remember the exact date of this year. And it took me the longest time to come up with the name because I was thinking like, I say a lot of different sayings like, hashtag big balls, like the Dragon Cash, the big orbs. I call them big balls. I'll be on a video and be like, balls, balls, big balls, doors for days, things like that. But we were coming up with so many different names. I have my somebody gave me a nickname, DMFW, David motherfucking Wong. So it was going to be
Uh-huh.
like DMFW slots, big ball slots, whatever. And eventually I was just like, screw it. Let's go to the YouTube name. So it's like Wong's Casino Adventures. I can always change it later.
Yeah.
But we started, I would say, opened up around February. And then the first goal was to, get to 1,000 subscribers so we can go live. We hit that pretty quick, I think within 2 weeks. And I went on live, but I had to use like what you're using, like a StreamYard or whatever.
Yeah.
But there was like a delay. There's almost like a 5 second delay. So that live stream wasn't, it did okay. It wasn't too well. So I'm actually gonna now, because I can just live stream directly onto YouTube, like
Yeah.
with their app. I'm probably gonna do another live stream in June. You know, um,
Uh,
for like 30K live stream, and that'd be all my own money. Like I'll just play whatever I play. You know, I can try $1,000 spins with 30K, but it might be the shortest live stream in history. You know,
hey, I was going to ask you about live streaming on YouTube, and if you're going to do that 30K, I want to be there. So Big Ball Wong, I think people are going with
hashtag big balls, hashtag
yeah,
DMFW. I got a lot of different hashtags. A lot of different
hashtag
things.
BBW might be one of the best
I,
ones.
oh my god. Not a
That
not a PG not a PG chat, I guess.
exactly. So you've only been on YouTube a few months, but during that during that time, what has been the biggest challenge for you?
um, I've been trying to post consistent content. You know, a lot of my older videos, they don't work that well on YouTube, I guess. Like I sent it a lot to Angel. He actually has a hard drive about 30 gigs, but a lot of those are like shitty quality. Um, the trolls are so interesting. I'll post $1,000 video and they'll be like, "This is fake. You're playing in your basement." I'm like, I wish I had a nice basement like this, you know. And but I'm always trying to be polite about it and just give them a polite answer. I'll get people. They'll be like, "The casino paid you to do this. It's not real." Because I'm doing $1,000 spins and
Yeah,
hitting
yeah, yeah.
50. But I'm like, dude, listen, wouldn't it make more sense if a casino, if they're paying me to post a big video, wouldn't it make more sense that I was betting $5, $10 and hitting 50 grand? This way, like normal players like you, like everybody else, they'll be like, oh, I got a shot. I can bet 5, 10, 25 bucks and I can hit 50 grand like this guy. You know, it's just, it's interesting. YouTube is interesting.
True, and that brings us to trolls. I'm sure you have a ton of trolls on your channel that tell you exactly that you're not betting. I see them on all the other channels, or
Yeah.
they're telling you, "Oh my God, how can you bet $1,000 a spin when um, people are starving?" Well, you,
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, I don't, and I'm not going to sit there and list all the things I donate to and things like that because, like I said, a lot of times, I do like. There's been times where I'll pay for like I'll be at Wegmans, which is a grocery store, and I'm buying like a bag of grapes, checking out, and I just see some old guy or old lady buying groceries, and I'm like, I just walk by and I'm like, I like to pay for your groceries. They're like,
But
why? I'm
here,
like, just because. And but I don't, hey, take a selfie so I can post it online saying I pay for your groceries. I don't do
but
it.
here's the thing: you don't need to do that because, bro, you've worked for what you got. You could
Yeah.
do what you want with what you got. It's all you.
Yeah.
Um,
I've been
you're
very
providing
fortunate
entertainment.
financially.
You're not making money on these videos. I could guarantee you the amount of money you put out for your videos, and this goes for every channel, even if they're betting 50 cents a spin, they are not making money on YouTube unless you are like NG or Lady Luck or
Yeah.
Brian Christopher or one of those channels that had or the big jackpot. The
Yeah.
big jackpot, he makes money, but at the same time, look at what he puts into it to get those videos, to get those lives, to get that thing. It's really it's not worth it. You're just doing what you love to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, I like if somebody asks me, I'll tell them I am now monetized on YouTube. Does it bring, am I going to retire on it? Absolutely not. Like, what am I going to do with the money? I don't know. I don't know. I'll donate it here, donate it there. It is what it is.
Yeah, but you obviously have a good head on your shoulders and you know what you want to do. Hey, Slots by Georgie, thank you for coming in. You know what you want to do. You know there's charities that you donate to. You don't have to share that information with everybody. But how do you go live a lot?
No, so New Jersey's pretty strict. New Jersey's probably one of the most strict gaming rule. Like, they were one of the first. So there a lot of other states that open up casinos. They follow. They use New Jersey as a template for their like rules and regulations. And I've had this discussion a lot of times on why can't I just freely film in a casino? And the usual answer, how I summarize it, is basically they don't want you to film somebody with their girlfriend and their wife finds out. You know what I mean? Like they expect some privacy. Um, so I don't go live a lot. I go live maybe once a month for a slot pool, but those are prearranged. I email social marketing a week in advance saying I'm going to be filming Sunday between this time and this time. I'll be in high limit, and then I usually have my host or somebody from the staff like kind of uh, babysit me. Not really babysit; they just kind of monitor from behind. Um,
Bro, we got to get you to come out to Vegas.
yeah, I know. Like I know Cosmo's very lenient about filming. And actually, you know
Cause,
what? Hard Rock, Florida, and Tampa. Once I got approved to film, I was telling him, I emailed him and said, "Oh, I'm going to be filming between 7 and 9 on this day, and 5 and 2, whatever." He's like, "Dude," he's like, "You're here for 4 days. You can film from the minute you get there until the minute you leave." He's like, "You're good. Don't worry about it." You know. So, but yeah, and I know like Top Dollar Mike over at Golden Nugget, they kind of have a bit of free reign too. They'll be like, "Hey, well, we're gonna film sometime between noon and midnight," and they're like, "Yeah, go for it." But you know, um, so yeah, you know, I film my when I play like, so my videos you don't see a lot of playthrough. A lot of times my videos you'll see just the bonuses, because I'm very discreet when I'm filming my bonuses, and security and stuff kind of just knows, so they kind of they kind of allow it, and it's only for a couple minutes. That's why a lot of my videos that you see that I post are strictly just like when I'm in the bonus round. So
well, I was going to ask you about that because a lot of your videos are only a few minutes long, which is fine. Hey, I enjoy all of your videos, but and that's a recording style. So how you record your videos. You either start it how I do it. I started a bonus one because I want to get the hook right in the front. I started a bonus and I just record all the way through,
Yeah.
whether I lose or win or cash out. I'm done. Here we go. Bam. Um, but I noticed that you did that, and I was wondering if you did that as a strategy just to get those hooks and to get people to come and watch your channel.
No, I like to get to the point.
Okay.
Like for example, tomorrow, like I have a video debuting tomorrow at 11 o'clock. It's Huff and Puff, $250 spin, 10,000 bankroll. That
Okay.
video is 10 minutes long.
Okay.
Um, and that's almost like a start to finish. But when I hit the bonus, I'll cut out, and then once I get paid, I'll start again. And then so that's
Yeah.
about a 10-minute video. But yeah, yeah. So the tough part is I love to use my tripod, but if I don't have permission to film, I can't bring it downstairs because then they all look at you and they're like, "Hey, you can't do that." So that's why I just kind
Exactly.
of hold my phone. I actually have. It's funny. People ask me sometimes, like, "Why do you have two phones?" And I'm like, "Well, this is my regular phone, and then this is my casino phone." So
Exactly.
I use this one just to film the bonuses. So
So you do have two phones for recording and regular.
yeah. This one's newer, so like the quality is much better. And then I just have my regular phone. So, interesting enough, this is actually free because um, during Christmas, Hard Rock does their shopping event. So you have about a month to earn, dollars to shop with.
Okay.
I mean, I'll end up having, five, six, seven, $8,000 to shop with. So I'll get like a phone. I might, I'll get sometimes I get two, three phones and some other stuff. And a lot of times I'll just regift things, but it just happened. Yeah, this was, courtesy of the casino.
Hey, when they have a new computer, let me know because my computer took a dump today. That's
Oh
what
man,
caught me on all of this stuff. So
they had
anyway, yeah,
a couple weeks ago. They had a Chromebook. I mean, you need something more powerful than a Chromebook, but
but whatever, just let me know for sure. Okay, so who have you met since you've started your channel?
uh, like casino related.
Yeah, casino related. Just
Oh,
starting your channel. I'm sure people that are in Atlantic City, they come up to you and they say, "Oh, you're Wong's Casino Adventures," or they've seen your Facebook page, or like
oh,
Top Dollar Mike and NJ Slots and things like that. Raja, for instance.
yeah. Well, I mean, look, yeah, I've met Raja probably about 3 years ago for the first time. He was in resorts to doing a live stream. Um, so we kicked it off. Um, Brian Denver, Brian Denver, Scott's right hand
Yep.
man, T Win, and me and Scott talk all the time. We chat back and forth. Me and him have these slot challenges. I unfortunately have lost twice out of two. So we're planning our third one. Where we're gonna
Okay.
do like we're gonna do we're planning to do a third one probably in Florida as a triathlon. Five thousand
Okay.
dollars $5,000 in three machines. So $15,000 bank, $5,000 on three machines, and basically this is for the trophy. Um, as members of my Facebook group and YouTube group, I get people that approach me all the time. I mean, there's been times I get out of my limo and somebody sees me and they're like, "You're David Wong." I'm checking in. You're David Wong going up the elevator. You're David Wong. I mean, I walk into the bathroom and people, one time somebody said, "You're David Wong." I'm midstream, in the bathroom, and I'm like, "Give me a minute, guys." Yeah,
Let me
and then
shake it
wash,
first.
yeah. Finished up, washed my hands. We took a photo outside of the bathroom, obviously. Um, people every weekend. I mean, if I don't see at least a dozen people that recognize me, and I always stop, I say hi. I'll give them something. I usually have like different swags. I have lucky keychains, pens, hats,
Okay.
tattoos. Yeah, my swags are very interesting. You know, I basically do everything except for the bracelet, like everybody else does.
Okay.
Like I'll do like a bunch of stuff. So I actually have I'm having something made new this year for the fundraiser, because I give out swag for the fundraiser. But yeah, top dollar Mike, New Jersey slot guy, Marky G. You know, pleasure. You know, it's just great meeting those guys. You know, um, so yeah, so I think the weirdest one was probably like when I was in the bathroom meeting somebody that knew me. I'll have
Okay.
dinner. I'll have dinner, and people come up, come up to me. I mean, I'll be walking. I'll go to the bathroom and come back out. Walk through the dining room. People will stop me. Say hi, take a photo. On my way.
Nice. So with your new swag, is it going to be hashtag BBW?
Well, it'll be a discussion. It'll be a discussion.
Okay.
I usually do like hashtag Team Wong, hashtag hashtag Big Balls, hashtag BM. I mean, yeah, BBW. It'll be in the topic.
Okay.
We'll
So
see. Top dollar
you
Mike said, "All right, so me and him are gonna do a live stream at a buffet in AC.
okay?
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
we're
I
gonna
was
shut
going
the
to
place
talk
down.
about the top dollar Mike
You mean when
challenge
I
that
kick
you
his
guys had
ass?
there
You mean when I
because
kick his
yeah,
ass on the slot challenge?
that's what I was going to say because hey, you already took down one of the DJ Nation top dollar Mike. You got him there. So is there going to be a rematch on that challenge anytime
Well,
soon?
so there's top dollar Mike, New Jersey Slack Guy, and Marky G. So I think this summer we're gonna take on Marky G, and we'll probably give him home field advantage. We'll do it at Golden Nugget.
Okay. Hey, Mark Anthony, thank you. Top dollar Mike says you just got lucky.
Aha! Hey, better lucky than good. I'll tell you that.
Hey, there you go. Especially when it comes to gambling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when it comes to gambling. So if you had your choice and you could collaborate with anybody, top dollar Mike says rematch, baby. If you could collaborate with anybody, who would you like to collaborate with?
Well, I've already collaborated with the big jackpot Scott Raja. Um, I'd be interested in doing something with NG Slots. He's very interesting fella.
Oh yeah, he's a
Very
nice guy,
interesting
dude.
fella. So
That's why you got to get out to Vegas.
I know, yeah, I know. I'm gonna try to maybe in the fall. I'm gonna try to chop out some time and maybe go out for 4 or 5 days. You know, um, but so we'll see what happens there. I would love to. Um, I know a while ago they had something in Florida with a lot of the streamers. And actually, I think Top Dollar Mike won that. Like they had like a slot tournament for all the slot
Yeah.
channels. Yeah, I think Top Dollar Mike won that. His team won that. So we'll
Hey,
see.
we could do a challenge. You could do high limit. I could do low limit, and see who wins comparatively
Based on
to
credits.
based on credit,
Based
not
on
on bet.
credits.
Yeah. Um, so
Speaking
I would love
about
to do that.
credits, I love the troll comments about I'll hit 20, like I'll bet $1,000 and I hit 50 grand, and they're like, well, that's only 50 extra bet.
Uh,
And I'm like, well, okay, well, you try betting $1,000. I said, freaking you, I'm happy with any hit. 10,000, 20, 50, 100,
exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
you can't sit there and expect to hit 1,000 times your bet on $1,000 spin. I mean, that would ruin the casino.
So I mean, that's the question for you. Do you think the payback is better at the higher limits than the lower limits?
Well, so
I'm talking about, let's say 100 times your bet amount.
the higher you bet, the when you get these wins, it's less like multiplier wise, it's a lot less. But the thing is that so in New Jersey, for example, a penny machine has a payback rate of about 85%, meaning for every dollar you spend, you should get 85 cents back over an average of millions of plays. But if you're betting on a let's say a $100 wheel of fortune, that payback is at 98%,
Okay.
meaning that every $100 you spend, you should get about $98 back. But that's over millions of play. So like if you're strictly looking at like the 100x, 50x, lower limits will get you that. I see higher denom games give you a lot less multiples, you know, but the money's there, you know. I mean,
Exactly.
shit, I watched the lady this past weekend. She was playing a nickel buffalo machine, right? She was betting 22.50, but she was betting a nickel buffalo machine. She got all 15 buffaloes. She got like 53 spins. That lady cashed out for $59,000
Yeah.
on a
Yeah.
nickel machine at a $22 bet, and that's
Exactly.
crazy.
I recently saw somebody betting 12.50 on a Buffalo game and cashing out for $79,000.
It's crazy.
And that was, I think it was a Wonder Four Buffalo machine,
Yeah,
and
there's
they
so
had
many different
two.
types.
So
So
that's just crazy.
I think somebody asked me about my sunglasses again. So
Again,
yeah, well, okay. So whoever asked about my sunglasses, here's the thing: when I take selfies with people and I don't have my sunglasses, I smile and I look like this. So this is why I put the sunglasses on when I take pictures. So it's a much better photo. So
you wanted to know. There you go.
yeah, there you
11K
go.
second after I left. Yes, you rock. Um, okay, so I know Angel helps you out with your channel. Does he travel with you to the casinos? Do you have him
So
hanging with you?
he's married. He has a daughter. She's I don't know, maybe two. Her name's Cece.
Okay.
I'll tell you, Cece does not like sharing food. I mean, I literally off like she's eating. I had breakfast with them when we're at the casino. She'll be having a banana. I'm like, give me a piece of the banana. Won't share it with me. I gave her. I'm like, I'll give you $20. Nope, won't share it with me. Now my banana. Anyway, uh, uh, Angel doesn't come every time I'm there, but I'll usually if I need him there, if I let him know in advance, he'll try to make sure that he can get there.
Okay.
So for example, we have to film our intro and not to make this whole thing about the fundraiser again, but just real quick, fundraiser happens in the fall, so my event for the fundraiser starts pretty soon. So I'm gonna make sure he's there in the next couple of weeks, so he can film the intro with me and Mike to talk about the fundraiser event for this year, and he'll do the edits and then get it on, up online and stuff. So,
Okay.
but basically, look, when Angel wants to come, like I make sure he has a room, you know.
Awesome.
So that's pretty much, he's more than willing to, take time out of his day to do these editings because he just enjoys it. But at the end of the day, that's how I'm able to take care of him. Even if he gets there on a busy weekend, I'll make sure that I have a room for him. So
Hey, that's absolutely awesome. I'm sure he appreciates that. So, as your channel starts to grow, obviously, I think if you're relying on Angel, he's going to be more and more involved in the development, especially once you start taking your Facebook page to another level. I think that definitely is going to come into play as well. We talked about you getting hate. You have plans for more lives. We know who you want to collaborate with. let's get it. I know you're busy, so I want to get into some questions um, for you real quick before we let you go. And I do appreciate you and everybody. There's 61 people in the chat. Hey, I appreciate it, guys. Please make sure you hit that like and thumbs up button. It means a lot to me. Okay, so we're going to talk about movies. Casino or Rounders?
You know what? Casinos.
Casino.
I love
Okay.
when that's on TV. I don't care if it's like 11:30, 3 in the morning. I'm like, I got to finish watching it.
Okay. You're like me then. Okay. 21 or Ocean's 11?
Kind of tie. If the original Ocean 11 is really good, the sequels were kind of okay.
Yeah.
So if it was Ocean 11 plus or 21, I'd go Ocean 11. But if it was like the sequels for Ocean 11, I go 21.
Okay. So Top Dollar Mike says Carmine left. Carmine left. Um, when it comes to 21, the movie's about card counting.
Yeah.
Do you card count?
So I'm aware of how to card count. Like I know how to
Okay.
do card counting, but my problem with card counting is my issue with card counting is it tells you when high cards or low cards are coming, but it doesn't tell you what side they're coming on.
Exactly.
You know, and the thing is that the way I play blackjack, like so I'm gonna use this as an example. So it doesn't matter what table you're playing at, whatever amount you're playing. So let's say I bet one chip, whether it's $5, 25, 1,000, whatever it is. I bet one chip. If I win that hand, I'm adding a chip on, and then if I win that hand, I'm adding another chip on. I'm gonna constantly just keep adding the chips on until I can't. So if I start with one chip and I win 10 hands in a row, I'll have 11 chips on.
Okay.
With card counting, what really needs to happen is you need to kind of bet really low until the count's good, and then bang it out, right?
Okay.
I'm not a fan of it. You know, I rather ride that wave, ride that train, you know, because it's hard to get, you know, 2, 3 hands, 5, 6 hands in a row. I'm gonna ride that. I'm gonna keep adding on until I lose it. So
So
yes, I'm aware how to card count, but I don't use it when I play because you know, like I said, it doesn't tell you if the high cards are coming on your side or the dealer side.
okay, I'm like you. So if I win a hand, I'll take half of what I won and put it back up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll keep doing that each time until
Yep,
I lose. Then I'll drop it back down and start over.
absolutely,
That's exactly how I play. Um,
absolutely.
anyway, back on movies. Vegas Vacation or Hangover?
Hangover.
Okay. Cars, Ford or Chevy?
Chevy. I actually have a 2019 Grand Sport.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually took that in today to get it serviced for an oil change and stuff. But my daily
Okay.
car is a Nissan Pathfinder.
Nice. BMW or Mercedes?
So that's my Corvette.
Oh, that's sweet.
Long Beach red metallic, and I put like the Lambo doors, the vertical doors on them.
Okay.
Yeah, the true vet lovers they hate it, but I'm like, listen, you're not paying for it, so I don't really give a shit.
Top Dollar
Um,
Mike said he didn't say Hangover when had him locked in the
Back in the
trunk.
truck.
Yeah, he said that you went with him to Vegas and um, you ended up in the trunk. You were the Chinese guy in the trunk.
Yeah, right. I love that guy. My uncle.
Oh,
No,
bro, he's an actual doctor. He's
mhm.
an actual doctor.
Yeah, he's an
That guy's
actual doctor.
awesome. I actually love that actor. Um, Mercedes or BMW?
BMW.
Okay. If you had the ability, invisibility or the ability to read minds?
Read minds.
Okay. Why would that be?
Well, read minds. Go to a poker game.
Okay, there you go. You're thinking cards.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
By fatty
Uh,
or piece.
best thing you've ever ate. Keep it clean, girls.
Best thing I ever. Oh, that's a tough choice. I mean, I eat good like all the time. That's the problem. I mean,
I'm sure.
I prefer seafood. You put a seafood boil in front of me, and I'm golden. I'm good. Um, that's a hard one to answer. Best thing I ever ate. You
Best,
ever, you ever,
great.
you ever see those lists of things? They're like they list like 100 things and say how many things have you like not eaten, or like how
Yeah.
many things have you tried, and it gets like weirder and weirder. Yeah, I pretty much always score like 98 out of 100.
Hey, that's awesome.
There's
Okay,
there's there's nothing I won't try once. Food
so
wise, there's nothing I
let,
won't try.
let's let's forget the best thing you ever, weirdest thing you've ever ate.
Rocky Mountain oysters,
Okay,
bull's testicles.
bull testicles. I know exactly what they are.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
how did you like them?
I mean, I probably I wouldn't order basis. Um, I wouldn't order on a regular basis, but it wasn't too bad actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it
See,
wasn't too
guys,
bad.
that's why he gets the big balls because
Yeah,
he eats the big
eats the big
balls.
balls.
Okay. If you would give a shout out to one of the restaurants in your local area that you would recommend.
Well, my best friend owns a pizza shop here called Nello's Pizza.
Okay.
New York style pizza, can't go wrong. I've known him for many, many years. Love the family. So if you go for pizza, Nello's Pizza. If you want like a good sit down dinner, there's a place called King's Pizzeria in Mountaintop. But
Okay.
they're a full fledged restaurant, so they'll have like a full Italian menu and like great guys over there too, and like food is so fresh.
Okay. Great. Um, I'm going to ask you last question. I asked Mike the same question, and Mike says, "I knew you loved balls." Um, you know, he has to bust them for you. Um, okay, so this is the last question. Tell us one thing that you either sold or gave away that you regret.
One thing I sold or gave away that I regret. Does giving away my money at the casino count?
Well, hey, that obviously counts, but
uh,
um,
that's a tough one for me because I don't know. I mean, Rhino, that's a tough question.
well, I'm just thinking like I had a car that I sold at one point that I didn't want to sell. It was a 1957 T-Bird.
Wow.
Um, but yeah, it was back in the day. Didn't want to sell it, but I ended up selling it because I had to take care of some family issues and stuff like that. But yeah, I regret selling that, especially now. Top Dollar Mike, I think he had a signed uh, baseball card that he had as a kid, and he sold it at a young age. Um,
I just thought of something when you said that. Top dollar, Mike. You know what we should do? We should start making collectible slot channel cards.
hey, that would be amazing.
Could you imagine?
There's, look, there's thousands of slot channels. A lot of them come and go.
Yeah,
So having some collectible cards that might not be so bad.
that'd be interesting. You have like top dollar Mike, New Jersey slot guy. I mean, just all the
Yeah.
major players. Yeah, could you imagine that? Yeah, let's do it, right? It's funny. Me and Top Dollar Mike talked about this a month ago, where we wanted to start like a monthly blog online. We'll do it at his channel 1 month. We'll do it at my channel for a month,
Okay.
and then just talk about things like, players cards, should they be in or not in, or you know, uh,
Should you pull out your ticket and put it back
yeah,
in?
yeah, right. Casino myths, fallacies, so but yeah, but we never got anywhere. The man's too busy. The man
Hey,
is way too busy.
he goes 100 miles an hour,
He
which is
does.
good.
You would think all the running around he does, he'd be skinnier.
You would think for sure.
Uh, I love
Hey,
Top Dollar. Like I bust his chops all the time. You know when I beat him, when I slaughtered him at the slot challenge, I
oh
changed
yeah,
his name. I changed his name on my phone to Top Quarter Mike. You know, because it took him down a couple of notches.
Scotty H Town says 5K grenade will have the number one, not really collectible though. Has no content. Um, but he does have a lot of subscribers for no content. Uh,
I'll have to check that one out. I just joined the
anyway,
Major Chasers. I'm waiting to get approved because you guys
oh,
were talking about it. Oh, I just got
I'm,
approved. Major
I'm sure
Chasers.
he'll approve you. We need to get Wong bobbleheads. Somebody says, Marshall, thank
What
you for coming in.
we talked about that with I have a good friend of mine, Michelle Long, and that's what she does for a living. She does all my swag because she does that's though she does for a living. She she buys and makes gets like shirts, t-shirts, all the swag stuff. At one
Okay.
point we did look at bobbleheads. Um, they were about they were about maybe I think $25 a piece, which is it is what it is. But she said they don't really last that long. There's a lot of breakage,
Oh
for one
no.
bobblehead. So, you know.
Gamblers on Gamblers Unknown says, I approved you. Now you can buy a
Buy a
couple
couple
of
of
shirts.
shirts. I'll look into it.
Hey, you'd be surprised. I've seen he's out he's back east, but I've seen people over here in California with the shirts and everything else. He has a strong pool, especially in Australia. I had no idea. Australia, Singapore, big gambling countries. So they watch a lot of our videos over there for sure.
Oh, I would love to get to like Macau.
Oh yeah.
That's a goal in life. Get to Macau.
That's definitely a goal for sure.
Yeah, you play at
Um,
those tables that they don't even have chips. They do plaques.
hey,
Five,
I
five,
just
5,000, 10,000, $25,000 plaques, and you're betting with plaques.
I just gotta hang with you for a weekend. Have just a little bit rub off because you know what they say, the you're the medium of the five people that you hang around. So I need to start hanging around with some of you big dogs, you, Mike, NJ. Um,
I'm telling you, you let us know when you're coming to AC. Okay, you make it a couple of days, right through the weekend. Top Dollar Mike will take care of you like that Thursday, Friday. You can come over to me like that Saturday, Sunday. You know what I mean? We can all hang
okay,
out, have a blast.
without a doubt, I'm gonna try and set it up for sure. For sure. And you guys definitely got to come out to Vegas. Um, that would be awesome. Fireball and high limit weekend with the Wong.
I have Fireball. That's a Mike Helfline thing. So we talked about this before. He asked if I like to drink when I gamble. Um,
Yes,
so I'll have a couple drinks at dinner, but when I'm gambling, I like to stay sober. You know,
of course.
yeah, I like to and listen, not to knock like the dollar, $5, $10 players. I mean, look, people bet what they bet, what they're comfortable with, and I'm happy when anybody wins. I love when the casino loses, I love it. But for me, like if I get drunk, I know what will happen. I'll get 50,000 in tickets, and I'll just sit there playing $1,000 machines, and I'll just keep playing. So it's not a great idea for me. So when I gamble, I like to stay sober.
Hey, there you go. And unless you're lowballing it at the time, it's I always agree, but I start drinking, and then my alter ego Tim comes out, and Tim says, hey, you got to start betting higher, which is when I normally go to the 750, 1250, or $25 spends, because that's my range. I know my range
Yeah.
is under $25, and I'm good with that.
Yeah, that's
But
great. Listen, as long as you're having fun, listen, I know people that go down there, they bet $5 a spin. but they spend
Yeah.
the whole weekend doing it, and they just love it. And I love the energy. Love the energy.
And I do too. And I enjoy watching you, Top Dollar Mike, NJ, Raja, Mr. Handpay, Lady Luck, NG. There's too many to name. I love watching you guys bet the higher bets because, hey, I cheer for you guys when you guys are doing that because it's basically us against the casino.
Yeah,
So anytime one of us wins, it's a win for all of us,
yeah. And
uh,
that's
for
why
sure.
that's why I like doing group polls. And it's not because of me and not because I don't want to risk my own money because I have no problem doing that. I always try to explain like and I only do group polls with members in my own Facebook group. But I explain to them, listen, there's no guarantee that you're going to win, but you know, if you're looking to double your money, probably don't join the group poll. This is about you being a part of being able to. You can say, "Hey, I was part of that $100 spin. I was part of that $300 spin," because
Exactly.
most players, they bet $1 to $5, and that's totally fine. All props to them. But they throw that $300 into a $30,000 group pool, and they just like it's like they're there. It's like they're pushing that button. They're like I'm part of that pushing that $100 bet, $200 bet. They love it.
For sure. Hey, David, I know we've had you on almost 2 hours now. I'm gonna
Wow,
have
time
to
flies.
right. It just once you start going, um, you're an OG degeneration. Oh, wow,
DJ
degeneration
Nation.
member, for sure. But we've been on for 2 hours. I know you're busy. I know you got to get home. Tomorrow's Friday. You're headed to Atlantic City. You're gonna have a good time this weekend. Um, Bro, thank you for being on. Everybody that's in the chat, there's still 53 people in the chat. Please hit that um, 2 hours too long. True story. Hit that thumbs up, hit that like, share it out. Really appreciate you guys coming in. I enjoyed having my guest Wong here. Next week we have some more guests coming out. Until then, every day I have something coming up at 3:30 live. It's in depth about slot channels. Tune in for that. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Until then, let the good times roll, baby. Thank you, David.
Hey,
Do you want to
thanks
say
for
anything?
having me. No, listen, love being on the show. You know what? One of these days we should have me, you, and Mike. Can you do like 3 screens on this thing?
Oh, without a doubt.
Ah,
Without a doubt.
tell you, one day we should have like me, you, Mike, maybe John, and just have like a online panel.
Hey, we could do it. We could do it. But let's work on the live panel there in Atlantic City. Just get a room. We'll come out and we'll have a lot of slot channels come out and we'll do live Q&A.
You know what? Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. I think that might be up for discussion. Maybe do kind of take a part of like Scott does, like Slot Fest East, Slot Fest West, you know, and we can rent out one of the ballrooms and do like a live panel of local slot guys. Top Dollar
Exactly.
Mike says he's in. I didn't
There
even
we
tell him
go.
about the food spread yet, so
Hey, there we go. We're all in.
we're all in.
Thanks, bro. Really appreciate you having on.
Hey,
I have
Rhino, thank you very much.
I have you on speed dial now, so hey,
Absolutely, brother.
you, Mike, John, I appreciate all of you guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys. Until next time, guys, let the good times roll.
All right. Have a nice night, guys. Thank you very much for watching.